Hello clickers! My name is Sandorova and I am responsible for product development at Inphinity. One of our main products is your favorite write-back extension, Inphinity Forms. It's developed to be natively integrated into your ClickSense environment. And that's the reason why you can utilize Click Management Console when managing access and permissions to write-back extensions. Let me show you. Once you install Inphinity Forms on your server, you have this Forms admin application in my work of the user who installed it. On the first sheet in this app, you can find important information about your license and environment when it comes to Inphinity Forms. Here I can see information about the license, when it's going to expire, how many users are licensed, and what's the main topic of this video is how the access is managed. Now in this environment there is none control when it comes to permissions. That means that with none control, that's default right after the installation, everyone who opens the app with the Inphinity Forms object can use it, can edit the data, save the data, and do anything that he or she wants. It's really great because it's truly self-service, but we know that there are environments when you really want to have it under control. There are three different options how you can manage user access when you use Inphinity Forms as your writeback. The first one has been already explained, so it's non-specific management. Two other options are described in the documentation and you can find it in the section Access Configuration. For managing user rights, you can use custom properties in your QMC that enables you to manage permissions on user level. However, we know that in large environments with many users, it could be very difficult to manage all permissions on user level. And that's the reason why there is another option, and that's to use user groups. In this video, we will go through custom properties, and in the upcoming one, I will show you how to manage user permissions via user groups. As is described in the documentation, if I want to change the way how user permissions are managed, I need to open the path where I installed Inphinity Forms. By default, it's in your program files. Here you can find this Forms config tool. And here we go. In this very first step, you find a short overview of possible options. I can find here also information what is current access control and choose my new option. In this case, it's custom property. In the second step, I will define the custom property that will be used for managing read access and also custom property that will be used for managing read and write access. These custom properties need to be created in your QMC manually. We can go to custom properties and you can see that I have already created forms edit and forms read custom property. Forms read and forms edit. Yes, this is exactly what I want to do, so I'll hit the save button. Okay, great. Within the custom properties, I have already defined custom property values, and that's the most important part of this approach. Custom property values should contain form instances. Let me remind you that form instances are unique identifiers of data storages. Form instance ID is this technical unique key of the data storage. What's really great and can save you a lot of time is that you can use these wildcards for definition. Let's say I want to give access to one user only to marketing data when it comes to writeback. Since I was smart, I have defined these form instances in this specific format. Now, when I want to give access to all these 3 form instances, I can simply create a new value in this custom property in this format. Let's try it. There is my test user, so you will also see how it really looks when you have only read permissions or when you have no access to Infinity Forms. Right now, this user can edit and read anything because of this value of custom property. And assign only forms marketing form instances to this user. Right now, as a ClickSense user, I can see all these values, but I don't have any chance to edit it. It's really secure because you can't change it even in Properties panel. Here it's still open for edit mode. Let's allow this user to edit the data. I can simply assign him all form instances for editing. And after the next refresh or opening the ClickSense, the user has access to all these data. And I can again edit anything I want. Save, trigger the reload, export the data, and so on. Very important thing you are asking very often is how it looks when you don't have access to it. What is there in the object then? Let me show you. When I don't have access to this form instance, I get this message that I'm not authorized to read this form. And I can contact my administrator and ask for it. Let me summarize for you this user management when you use custom properties. Very important is to know that there is this utility for switching between user management directly on your server, Forms config tool. There are 3 different options you can use. First one that's by default there is without any restrictions. Second one is to use custom properties when you want to manage access on user level. And third one is to use user groups for large environments. When you choose custom property approach, you need to define your own custom property that will be linked to users. And values of this custom property are form instances and can contain wildcards. This configuration has to be done manually. And when you are not sure what's currently customized on your server, you can still open Forms admin application and find here all relevant and important information. Since I'm using custom property approach, I can also find here the name of the specific custom property that I defined will be used for managing read access and read and write access. Since so many of you were asking for this video, I really hope you'll find it useful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And in next video, I will show you how to manage user access by using user groups. Until then, enjoy forms.